We get to Final Destination 4 now, otherwise known as The Final Destination. I don't know if that was a title that they came up thinking this would actually be the Final Destination movie, but I'm sure by the time it had finished, most people were hoping it was. So as you can tell from that intro, yes, I'm not particularly enamoured with this entry in the series. But what's the story? Well, you know the story, because if you've seen the past 3 films, it's pretty much the same story as every other film in the franchise. The only thing that changes is the disaster at the beginning that sets things in motion. Here it is a raceway, kind of one of those redneck style motor racing. I can't remember what they call it over in America, but yeah, apparently it's a big thing over there. Suffice to say, we get the same kind of group of generic characters that we get in all of these movies, which are all there as cannon fodder. I don't really give a toss about any of them, particularly our main characters. You know, at least with the third one, as I said in my review for that, the 2 main characters in that I actually liked. I enjoyed following. Here, again, we're back to business as usual. I don't care about any of these guys. In fact, one of them, this guy called Hunt, I don't even know why the rest of the main characters are friends with this guy, because he is a douche. You know, I said in my review for the first film, there was a guy in that who I kind of thought was worse than Trent in many ways. Because Trent was, you know, he's meant to be a douche. We're never meant to sympathise with him. We're never meant to be on his side. He's supposed to get a bit of a laugh out of the fact that he is a bit of a douche. I didn't get that with the guy in the first one, and here, Hunt, this guy called Hunt, I would actually go so far as to say that this guy is worse than Trent. You know, there's a scene in this film, a completely unnecessary sex scene, in which he finishes his business and then that's it. He kind of tosses the girl to one side. At least Trent had the good kind of manners to compliment the nipple placement. This dude, he is a full-on grade A douche, no apologies about it, badly written. It's just, again, I don't understand why our main characters, who are painted out to be fairly nice human beings, would be hanging around with this guy. Even the death scenes in this, the big money shots, so to speak, that you come to this series for, I was bored by. Like, I got to the end of this film and I was watching it with 3D glasses on, which made me feel like an idiot anyway. I'm sat there in my own living room wearing the red and blues and I'm thinking, it's really not enhancing this movie at all. You know, it's just, yeah, it was boring. I was actually checking my watch. So I don't even have a watch, but I was still checking it. You know, I was checking my phone, I was hitting Facebook. I was bored. I shouldn't be bored by one of these films. You know, it's, as much as you can gripe about them and say that, yeah, they're rubbish, the characters are annoying, this, that and the other, there's always moments of entertainment to be had. Often unintentional moments of entertainment, but entertaining nonetheless. All across the board, the past 3 films in this franchise, you know, they've all been like 3-star movies for me. They're entertaining. This isn't even entertaining, because as I say, I was bored by it. They throw a twist into this at the end as well that barely even registers as a twist. But there's this whole idea that everything that's gone on in this particular film was actually planned all along by Death to get these particular characters in the position that Death wanted them to be, so that he could actually deliver the death that he wanted to deliver to them. Just means the rest of the film has been pretty pointless. Death could have taken them out in this way sooner, I guess. You know, did he really need to go through all these machinations just to get these 3 into a cafe on their own with each other kind of thing? No, because they hang around with each other all the time. He could have done this in multiple ways. I don't know, it feels like they forced this kind of thing in there to be like clever and it's a twist, but it's just not. It's just, all right, great. You know, a twist should surprise you. It should make you go, ooh, it should make you go, oh, I didn't see that coming. It should make you think, that's really clever. This ain't clever, it's just dull, like the rest of the film. Now, it's not totally without merit. It does add a few things to the franchise. In this one, we do get to see someone finally making that choice to end their own life, you know, in the hope that one, it takes them out of the equation, but also helps the rest of the people that are in the link, so to speak. You know, if they do it, then the other people should be saved because it'll break Death's kind of plan. But each time he attempts suicide, it doesn't work. Something happens to get in the way. I like that. I like that element. Obviously, I you know, don't want anyone to commit suicide. I don't ever want that to be a justifiable thing. I don't think anybody ever should kill themselves. But I like that this film actually deals with that prospect. The fact that, you know, people would think of that. You've got this chain of people that are all caught up in this thing. Somebody somewhere is going to think of maybe doing that. And we got reference to that in one of the previous films, but we never actually got somebody considering it for themselves. So, you know, fair enough, I like that element. The music for this film as well is pretty terrible. I never mentioned the music in the previous 3 films. I mean, it always sounded reasonably generic for this kind of series, but it was by Shirley Walker, who, you know, she you know, rest in peace. She did the music to Batman the Animated Series and a lot of those DC shows, and she did really good work on those shows. You know, and up until this point, she'd kind of she'd kind of given the signature music for the series. And it was more of a classical nature, a typical kind of movie composed orchestral score. Whereas here, it's this kind of horrible attempt at soft heavy metal or something. I don't know, it doesn't work. I don't like it at all. Yeah, it doesn't really fit what we've had previously in this franchise. There are a couple of the death scenes that I did enjoy, because there were a couple of moments of humour in there, and they did that thing where, you know, they build it up to make you think it's going to be one thing, but there's a twist and a reveal that actually it's something else. I did like those, namely the one with the lawnmower that shoots the pebble through the woman's eye, which, you know, even though they set it up quite nicely, I still didn't see it coming. And what was the other one? See, I can't even remember. There was another one, but it's like I say, the film is that dull. It's neither use nor ornament, really. Definitely the weakest so far. I give it a 2 out of 5. I don't think it's particularly great. As I say, the main problem is it's just boring. And the worst thing that any film can be is boring, you know? There's plenty of really bad films out there that are still highly entertaining. But what about you though? Have I been too hard on this film? Is it your favourite in this series? If so, please tell me why in the comments section below. However, thanks for watching, and until next time, crack in.